All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Great Pretender, episode 21.
So we're gonna have a good father-son conversation here.
Yes, this information of the backstory has been passed along.
Delivered and now,
Yeah.
you're still dealing with a person who is now a child trafficker, right? Like that, like fully accepted that as his position in life, on top of all the personal history that the two of you have. So,
Right.
good luck.
Yeah, I just can't imagine being Edamura, being that age, being in that position, having your dad come back, having your dad betray you, then set up all this stuff here, then revealed that he set up all this stuff. This was his idea alongside Laurent back then. And while it is absolutely within the purview of this show to have done this to Edamura again, the idea that, yes, we were right. Laurent all along had been building up for a job. It was written in the stars. It made sense based on who he was, the mystery as to why he was here at all. And then it was even more than that. We had also the idea that there seemed to be some kind of special reason why he cared about Edamura and all that. And now it's yes, he did work with his father before this. It was very much the specific cliche. And now, the cliches are out because it's we fucked up our protagonist. Real bad.
Like the comedic side of things is he's gonna pick up a book that's like the dangers of method acting and beat you over the head with it, you know. But like that's the good timeline.
I can see that, but isn't most of that improvised? So wouldn't it not be written on a book? You know,
who's to say?
Who's to say? The binding is still pretty hard, though. You know?
Yeah. I'm nerve excited. You know, I'm nerve sighted.
Yeah, I think that I'm more nerve excited for the next episode. But this episode, I feel like I kind of have an idea of where the scope of it has to be limited by. So as long as we get really good execution on that, like initial first half of the episode, not that nervous, but could see some ways in which it gets kind of a bit wonky. But all right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Beer. Yep. Okay. So either we're just confirming they're alive or we're going before.
Okay.
So they do get told everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always got to be thorough.
Wow, that's meta. Yep.
Yeah. Went well. That's a way.
A lot different from the original plan. They're bringing that up.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gotta be me. Yep.
お任せするとしよう。没有值得信赖的翻译，我们的谈判就会一直处于劣势，是吧？ 那既然这样，我去托熟人问问。嘿，你猜怎么着？真让那个占卜的给说中了。罗兰那小子来了。
Nice. Yep. Bring it back to this, so he can have his conversation.
結局、母は2年前天国へ旅立ちました。その後は遺産整理をしながらの退屈な日々。実はな、兄弟、通訳が消えた。消えた？朱雀に消された。なんて卑劣なクソ野郎どもだ。
这次回来还打算一起打麻将吗？随时奉陪。干杯！
Ah,
Think about stabbing you.
wait. Is that how they're gonna play this? Damn, look how just
What of it?
depressed the dad is. Like,
生き方は辛すぎるって言ってたよな。あれも芝居か。
忘れたよ。
fuck. That's honesty, though.
言えよ。あんたの言い訳を聞いてやるよ。
Yeah.
に関係を断つしか。だから。
Yeah.
なんで
Yeah.
ことを考えなかったんだよ。
Mm-hmm.
そんなにドロシーが大事だったのか。俺や母さんよりも。
That's it. That's where it is. Yep.
子供に向かって嘘ついて恥ずかしくないのかよ。
Ooh,
二度と父親面すんな。
what a question. He didn't even let him answer because he's.
俺が今までローランにやらされてきたのは今回の予行演習なんだろ
Yeah.
う。やるよ。
Okay.
Because that's gonna get him a nice meeting with everybody. But look at him. He's just
Yeah.
lost that spark.
Yep. Well, and I love that he agreed so quickly because I don't trust him.
Yeah.
You know, like.
All right. Let's start assembling all the pieces.
Yeah.
Hello, mother.
誠。はい。よければ使え。ありがとうございます。これは？
ネクタイだ。
Wow. In the
Oh, nice.
Oh my God! Wow!
All right.
Wow!
那我们开始。
I love that, making them wait.
人老了就爱上卫生间。
Nice cracking a joke about it.
リュウ、久しぶりだな。体調は良くなったか？
已经全好了。
He's gonna betray them here.
結構。
There's a lot of ways this could go, yeah.
他让你无条件转让67%的股份给他。果然如此，我明白您的意思。会长，您既然开口了，我自然不会拒绝。但是这件事难道不能换其他方式解决吗？会社が欲しいならふさわしい額で買い取れ。
寄生虫が頭ごと。
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. He is.
还要我们支付1000亿日元的赔偿金。
Yep.
这老太婆是不是脑子坏了？
您的要求。
They just control the whole situation.
So he is doing it, yeah.
あの福耳野郎、何が1000億？
Wow.
金額など問題ではない。
ですが、あいつら一方的に言いたいことを言ってるだけです。
翻译有什么建议吗？那我就直说了，你说吧。我觉得这倒是一个好机会。払いましょう。
江戸村。
自由を引きずり出すチャンスは今しかありませんよ。そうです。重要なのは会長のおっしゃる通り金じゃない。
Wow.
Yeah.
朱雀会長をリスペクトしないあの態度です。
They've got them good.
Yeah.
それに最小限の部下のみで会う。
And then this is the part where they genuinely do communicate properly.
1000亿日元的有价证券啊，那不如这样，咱们准备点假的过去吧。
要是带着假的过去，不小心被他们察觉了可怎么办？没必要搞这种东西。
They get them to both clean themselves out. You know?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then they'll just get there and be like, "Wait, what?" Just
And
Spider-Man.
they'll
pointing
think
at
the
each
other betrayed the other, and then they'll
Sure.
kill each other. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
の朱雀明美は小細工などせん。それに、
Wow.
奴らを駆逐すれば、
Yeah.
アジアでの商売がさらにしやすくなる。
Fuck, they can even bring in the Interpol lady.
Sure,
and just
afterwards, be like, "Hey,
yeah,
we cleaned them out, and now this is the deets
Yeah.
on the stuff that we gathered."
ところで、
What is that? Yeah.
長へのプレゼント。
Huh?
もっと近くに行きますよ。
A seat?
じゃじゃーん。すごくないですかこの椅子。
別に。
では右の肘掛けをご覧ください。それは通称キルスイッチ。申し訳ございません。救護してないでしたので間に合いません。
Wait.
What?
Kill switch for what?
左は自信作です。ささポチッとな。
Oh shit!
やつの首飛ぶ様が見えたか。
しかとこの目で。
気に入った。褒めて。
That's
Alright.
that's scary.
That's fun.
And it's a short blade, so it's drawing quick. Like,
这玩意儿就跟注射毒品一样。
whoa.
就能扩散到全身。
Yeah, they're both planning.
まさかこっちに吸収されるとは思ってないでしょうから。
And because they are actually intending to, like, get rid of each other.
Yeah.
只听懂了东京老太婆。
I just love that they drink here. Like,
Uh huh.
あったのよ本当に。
like they feel like they're like classic Japanese salarymen. Just
Right.
you
When
know.
they're actually talking about a lot of really crazy stuff.
Right, right.
ああ、それそれそれだ。
His necktie. Yeah.
絶対ドラ息子がしてたやつと同じのだよ。
Okay.
Hakone! Oh, Hakone!
なんだ。乾杯。
Oh shit!
All right.
Hakone has great hot springs.
Yeah.
I literally went there. Wow.
あいつはみんなが思ってる以上に繊細でめんどくさい。
He makes me feel things.
あの子も成長してるさ。
But
あ
not.
いつはどうしようもない。
Yeah. Not sure if he liked that look.
Yeah.
何をやらかすかわからない。
Yeah.
Yeah. And when
Yeah.
he specifically said, "All right, I'll do what I'm told."
Yeah. Which am I wearing?
Yeah. I could totally just start over here. You know.
いよいよ明日ね。楽しみましょう。
Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. They actually took their time with this episode to make it, let it breathe, let it settle.
Right. We know what the plan is. The plan's very straightforward.
Yep.
This was fun.
This is really fun.
I
Yep.
really like how
They built the tension even more.
They built the tension even more. They did
Yep.
the opposite of what I was hoping they would do, but still achieved the effect of what I was hoping.
Exactly.
And I
They
love
went
it.
around the half circle way.
Right. They set it up where it's that's what you're expecting to happen, and then they specifically didn't do that, and they're like, yeah, isn't that odd that that didn't happen, right? And it's just
And
as
it's
soon as
because he's gonna do something.
he's gonna do something, as soon as the dad leaves, he gets on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Like, and we
The
don't.
dad almost even can tell. He's like,
Oh yeah, yep. And Abby can tell, right? Like there's something's up, right?
Right,
Because
and-
of course it is.
And
like,
I love that in some ways you can tell that they're not trying to bamboozle him back on this by like setting up something to counter whatever his plan is, because it's almost like they're saying,
well, they
yes,
have to trust him here,
we
right?
have to trust him, but also not just that, we are going to fully offer ourselves up to be like, yeah, you have the cards, Edamura.
Right.
You could not only ruin everything, you could selectively ruin
yeah.
whoever you want. In this whole
Our
thing.
lives are dancing in the palm of your hand right now, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. And now it'll really come down to just what he decides to do, which not only is that satisfying within the context of this arc,
Yep.
but within the context of the show as a whole.
Right.
Because the main thing that has been a running gag is that Edamura doesn't have agency.
Yeah.
He might think he does,
Right.
but it's actually Laurent, it's actually all of these other things.
Yep.
Because there's always some plan, there's always some conspiracy that gets you exactly where they wanted you to be, and it has nothing to do with what you want. In fact, it hinges upon you wanting what you want and them understanding that,
Right.
right? So,
But
you know,
in this case now, nobody knows.
nobody knows
what
him
he
anymore,
wants.
right? Like
He could want to fuck up his dad. He could want to fuck up Laurent.
Yeah.
He could want to fuck up the child traffickers. He could want to get vengeance on everybody. He could want to just split off with the money and run. He could be like, I want to burn this whole thing to ground and I'm going to take myself down with me for the horror, guilt, and shame of what I did.
Oh, this could also...
Like, there's all kinds of ways he could take this.
This could even go to the point where it's the, hey, this is like the end of the show or whatever. There's not going to be a season 2 or something.
Yeah.
And it actually just ends with him establishing himself as the ruler of both empires, right?
Sure.
You know, the both of them end up killing each other or whatever,
He becomes the villain.
Yeah, he becomes the villain at the end, and it's the, great.
Look what you did.
Not pretending anymore.
Yep.
You know, right? Like they could totally do that, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing that I love that his dad specifically had as the follow-up conversation after all this with Siwon Kim was basically the scare, the terror of what it's like to be undercover for that long. And I was doing it at my age, but that's my son. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to do to him. I don't know how it's affected him. I saw who my son had become. I saw that face he gave me. And like that's got to be a not just a disheartening and a sad thing, but just the realization of like I did that.
Yep.
I did that.
And that was and I love that
I love that he felt it, you know.
He felt it, but also so with the conversation between the two of them and the things that were said and the things that weren't said. Edamura didn't bring up any of that stuff of how could you do this to me?
No.
Because in a lot of ways that would be letting that part of him actually be vulnerable and then let it get addressed.
And he's also so cold and numb probably at this point based on what he's had to do that it's the like that's about what I expected.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like
classic.
It's not an issue for him anymore.
My heart rate increased for about 2 seconds and then it was regulated after.
There's that little bit of old habits die hard, you know, no one can get under your skin like family where it's the but what the fuck, man, right? You know, like mom, all that stuff, you know.
And that was what he actually did get upset with him about.
Yeah.
Like just the like, oh, yeah. But after all that, you rationalized it as they versus us. And you weighed them.
Right. And what I like about that is that it didn't like there's a part of it where it might be that aspect of where he still cares and stuff because there's still that part of him that's the same person he was back then. And so that's why he brings it up. But I could also see it being something where it's I'm not going to let you be self-righteous about this and be like, we did the thing. It's all great now, right? No, what the fuck? You know, like, that's not how this works, you know? Yeah. And so it's I'm making sure to throw that back in your face because I want to see it affect you, not because I need to get something from you, you know?
Yeah.
And so then for everything else of will you do it? Sure. I'll do what I'm told like always.
Yeah.
You know, right? And it's like,
right.
Nah, he already broke bad. Like, that's the, you know, the question is not will he screw you over? It's how many of you is he going to screw over and how?
Okay,
right?
so I don't think it's that clear cut.
Yeah?
I don't think it's that clear cut at all. I think the point of what Abby said is basically that you cannot predict what he's going to do.
Sure.
Meaning that all the things that make sense, he's not doing any of those things. He's doing actually something that's either all of them combined or it's something that's so completely different. Because what Abby frames it as is right after the dad is kind of thinking of the line of her being like, oh, he's matured. And he's like he thinks about that face and it's I don't know that face. And it's then Abby's like, no. He'll completely ignore the plan, do what he pleases. This is after the meeting has all been set up and everything.
Yep.
Who knows what crap he will pull?
Who knows what little model he'll model himself
exactly.
after.
Then they showed all the little models of all the different, people that he's, gotcha pulled, basically.
Right. Who will you choose to be?
And the one that he's consistently seen as the one that would always be his greatest sign of good luck was the one that would end up being the one that brought about the great reform of Japan, the one that ended up shifting things in such a way, the one of great ambition. And that one was not held in his hand or anything here.
They're just set on the table.
Yeah. Meaning any one of them could be picked up. And then they're in the great shot of him making the call, looking out the window, where he almost has the, this is his full transformation into a mini Laurent. Then we emphasize that even more by showing the reflection of Laurent in the window, showing that's what Edamura's face looks like, basically. He's fully taken on I'm the great pretender now. Laurent, you are just a pretender.
Right.
You're just a man that's holding on to a dead woman who's giving you that just enough bit of motivation to live and not end up, just going out in a blaze of glory, killing Akemi.
Yeah,
Or not Akemi, the
other guy.
yeah.
Right. The only reason that you're not just randomly stabbing him at a mahjong table is because at the end of the day, probably that just doesn't have enough style for you. That's probably
it's not what she would do. It's not. Yeah, it's not something that she would look on fondly.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means he kind of realizes that in some ways, if
This is where
Edamura
it becomes a
decides to
gamble.
make this, exactly. This is the true gamble. It's the, okay, Edamura did that, which means, oh shit, he's either put all of his chips on the table or he's left the table.
Yep.
And we're all going to be putting our chips on the table and we're all losing here,
something that I like, it just sort of entered my mind as an idea. It doesn't have to mean this or whatever, but when we saw all the little figures set up on the table, some of them are in the dark and some of them are in the light from the window.
Okay,
there's that part of me.
right,
maybe
right.
extreme, but there's that part of me that wonders if that's also like a window into Edamura's head of the odds, of like as he's considering, right? Because like they're very much the okay, who's he gonna be? Like I wonder if the number of which ones were placed where has anything to do with like.
No, I don't think so. I think it's more just the point that we are reminded that they're all here. The apartment is so completely empty. They kind of stand out because they're the only thing of his that's really here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and also the most meaningful thing from his old life, right?
I mean,
a microwave or whatever. That's
Sure. I'm just meaning that they're the only thing that actually gets focused on in the apartment that's not him. Like so the idea that like
it's important.
Well, right, they're important, but
to what degree it's important.
Right, but they don't focus on any individual ones specifically. So
right,
that's why I'm saying
because
it doesn't matter which one's in the light or which one's in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he does look at the tie though before he makes the call.
Yeah, I personal like, well, I don't know if this is necessarily what's happening. I feel like what the show is setting us up for, but I don't know how they would do this and pull it off and have it still like work in the end. Is that every time he got on the phone there, he was calling Akemi, right? Whether he was immediately telling her pretty much everything, who knows? But I think that's who he's calling, and I want to see if there is some way that they could have it be something where he does fully betray them, and yet, yet the show's
saves her life or something.
Yeah, something, right?
Yeah. What if he's not calling anybody that we know here? My only thought is the idea of like calling like Interpol basically, because the thing that kind of makes me like have this little bit of like a what would be the thing that nobody would expect here is the idea that like every criminal here needs to answer for their crimes, including myself and all that, because when he has the conversation with his dad, he juxtaposes the idea that like, hey, you always said be lawful, be someone that you'll be be a respectable person, do all these things, but you ended up doing the exact opposite.
Right.
So if the idea of
You're a
contribute to the
hypocrite.
world, if he basically takes the pretender of his father's words, would that make him basically then the great pretender at the end of the show? Because he basically did the things that were what his dad's fake personality did, and basically saying, that's me washing my hands of all of this. I'll go back to being a normal person again with a criminal record and all that.
Yeah.
But I'll actually, take responsibility for all the things that I've did. And
Everybody gets, arrested at the end of the day or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised. Like that does feel like it would line up with the deal that he did at the end of the first arc, where it's I have my share of the money, I turn myself in, this will pay for the crimes that I've done. And almost more importantly, I could see that being the one way in which he didn't fully change as a result of all this happening. if it's the, okay, yeah, I'm in this situation, I'm not going to fully accept it, and the reason I'm not is because I'm actually like, all right, I'm not working with them anymore, so I'm just getting evidence or whatever to then basically just turn all these people over.
Sure.
It's all going to go down, and I'll probably go down with it, but you know.
Yeah. I would say that the only maybe other thing that could be kind of fun is that if he's not calling anybody that's shown in the episode here, it'd be really funny if he brings in like any of the people from previous jobs.
Okay. I
Like,
mean,
he ends up like setting them up to like help involve with like specific things. So it's not that he's calling one person, it's that he's like, okay, I want you to help me with this. I want you to help me with this.
yeah, I think
Like that could be fun.
I don't think it's going to be something like that. I
No.
feel like
Because that could trace back to Laurent
well,
or
yeah, like
something.
if that were to be something, I think it would be that he's like the only person I could think of is that he's calling the actual like Interpol lady or FBI lady or whatever.
Well, he could call like the guy with the plane, the prince guy. He could
Sure.
call like.
But I feel like in this situation the forces at play are so big that, you know, yeah, unless it's like we need a plane for like a hot getaway or something, right? Like there's not much that people will be able to do. The machine is in motion, and
Right.
and where you steer the machine, great, but nobody's stopping it. Nobody's actually just going to come in and make it so that this doesn't, you know, happen, right?
other than Inamura, like
Well, right, but even then, like the make it so this doesn't happen is the, you know, make everything fall apart, and that's sort of the new thing that happens, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
yeah.
But all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So you have any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all
Next time.